Hello and welcome back to the Netrunner 2024 World Championship. I am Josh, aka Orbital Tangent. I'm joined by two guests here.
I'm Juniper, as I've been on the stream before. Pronouns are she, her. And we're joined by our guest. Want to introduce yourself?
I'm Odonuvo. Some people might know me as Nick. My pronouns are he, him. I'm part of the Organized Play team at NSG. I'm largely involved in organizing Worlds and some other prize kits.
Yeah. And what we're specifically going to talk about is at Worlds we have the Artist Colony, which is where we're selling a bunch of our alt arts, special items, cool stuff that NSG is putting out, cool stuff that the community has made. Want to talk about some of that stuff?
Yeah, so we have some of the artists are even playing in Worlds right now, so we're selling it for them and making sure that there's someone available to give it. We have 25 different artists and over 275 unique items. Sorry, more than 25 artists. So it's really cool. We have just like a huge table of stuff. And that's not including the NSG stuff. So you could buy your cards here. You could buy the Keiko plushies. We got diesels, and also some of it is So we do have some of it, and a lot of it is we have more than just alt arts. Like we have pins, we have prints, we have we have tokens of all kinds. It's just Netrunner inspired stuff that the community has made, and we're just selling it for them. So NSG is not taking a cut. All the money goes straight to the artists.
Obviously, I'm impartial to the Keiko plushie.
Yeah,
we've got some really cool stuff this year. I love the Keiko plushie, but we also have the, if you want to show that off.
Yeah, so this is my favorite, actually, is the new diesel.
It is
It tells you to light the fire.
It is an actual can of energy drink. I've heard it doesn't taste very good, but it's extremely cool that it exists and that you can get it as here is a can of diesel. So,
yeah, well, diesel gives you flames.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you're potentially at home, obviously we're not selling this stuff online. I mean, you could buy official NSG product, but the plushie and this stuff is only at Worlds. And all the artist stuff is only at Worlds, although a lot of them do sell it online. Yes. Is there a list of the artists online yet?
So what we can do, so if you're part of the Worlds 2024 Discord server, and if you're not, you can join it. You can find the link online in the Null Signal Games website. We have a channel that is called Artist Colony, where we have posted absolutely everything that we have had for sale this weekend. We haven't kept it up to date with what's out of stock, but it gives you an idea of everything we may have.
Yeah, and if you want to look at that, that'll have artist names, I presume, and mention who they are.
Yes, we do have it organized by artist, but it's got pictures so you can visually see all the alt arts, all the pins, everything.
And a lot of those artists might be selling at a different place. Or if you know someone at Worlds, just message them and be like, hey, could you pick me up a... let's see some of the stuff we have here. We have so we have some alt arts here. We have the bird pack. Now we're going to get the camera to focus on this. This is a pack of alt arts that are entirely look like cards from Wingspan. Which is a great game. This is a Shrike for reasons that a couple of people on stream will know. We have these beautiful alt arts like this Cloud Eater here, which even though...
made by Kat Shen, who has done some official art for NSG as well.
Yeah, this one's it's so beautiful. I've never played Cloud Eater, but this makes me want to. Yeah. These were made by, I believe, PyCat made these. They're really great. I bought a pack. I really like it. But there's also a lot of stuff that isn't specific alt arts, although there's a ton of alt arts. There's also pins like the Trickster Taka pin.
Yes.
Yeah, or stuff like the frog counter.
Yeah, we have a bunch of tokens by that specifically is Kat Shen's token. And that's a mean lady that made Trickster Taka. Also a wonderful Mystic Mamie pin to go along with it.
So you can use those. This is obviously a pin, but this can go use it as a Botulus counter or any slap handle.
I use my frog for anything. But I've used it for boomerang. I've used it for anything that involves a counter. You could use it for femme fatale.
Yeah, and then there's also some prints like this. I believe this is on an alt art, but this is a print of it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could buy that one is a trick shot. So you could buy this as a trick shot alt art.
Or you can just get it as a print.
Yeah, that's by Alexis. Oh, I'm blanking out on the last name. Alexis Spicer, I believe.
And then I just grabbed this. I don't.
We have stickers. Yeah, we have frog stickers. We have a bunch of stickers. So many stickers. They're wonderful.
Well, that sounds really cool. Do you have anything else to say about the Artist Colony? How has it been going over the weekend, and how has it been running?
Oh, it's been very busy. Everyone is coming back. Everyone's I'm hemming and hawing over, just getting more stuff because it does support the community, and everyone's happy to do it. And just, hey, if you're running your deck and it just happen to see an alt art, it's oh yeah, just and suddenly, bam, you have alt arts of a card that maybe saved you a game last round.
Yeah, and it's great to be able to like go over there and see exactly which altars there are and potentially pick one up, or like pick up actual tokens that you could use during Worlds. It's really cool that you can do that. And additionally, because it's people just being able to like submit this stuff, like if people somehow have something wrong or can't make it to Worlds, they can still have stuff sold here and such.
That's right. We actually have a lot of people who either gave their merchandise to someone who was coming, or one or two people even shipped them over to us to sell. Like we just received them before Worlds, we picked them up, and we just made sure that they were available to sell, and we're going to be shipping them back.
Yeah. So how can people potentially, if they wanted to get involved with this next year, if they wanted to like submit stuff or such, what can they do to do that?
So be on the lookout next year around, I would say, somewhere between June to the August window. I'm not sure exactly when we'll announce, but this year it was kind of a bit of a spreadsheet kind of thing. Next year we're going to further improve the process, make it easy. Hey, just tell us like what you're going to be sending and how much you want to sell it for, and the details will be on the Null Signal Games website. Everything involving Worlds next year will be posted as much as possible on nullsignal.games.
Yeah, and if you're at home and you want one of these, honestly, the best thing to do, go to the Worlds Discord, join it, look at the Artist Alley channel, Artist Colony channel, look at all the stuff in there. If there's anything there, message someone who's at Worlds, or just if you have a friend who's here, or like just try and find it on their website, because they'll usually have it there.
That sounds pretty great. Well, thank you very much for Odonuvo for being on. Thank you for hopping in with us here as well, Juniper. This sounds like a really great initiative for artists and community artists to get involved in, potentially pay for their trip for Worlds, get a little bit on the side. As you said, it sounds like NSG doesn't take a single cent of this, so it all goes back to the artists. It's all very much community-driven. It sounds really great. We hope everybody at home really appreciates that, and the people out there as well. So thanks for telling us about it. Look to get involved if you're not at Worlds this year and you're an artist, you want to get involved next year. Thanks again for y'all being on. We're going to be back in a few moments with more coverage.
One brief update, the coverage has been delayed for a bit because they're having difficulties with the software for pairings. Hopefully it's getting figured out right now. We should be back real quick with more Netrunner, but if you've been waiting for the next round, they're trying to repair things to make sure everything works out.
Yep, that is correct. So do stay tuned, even if we are a little bit delayed.
Yep. See you in a minute.
Hello and welcome back to Netrunner 2024 World Championships. I am Neuropantser, he, him. I am joined by...
I'm Cranked, he, him. How's it going?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm great, man. We just had the weirdest between round break I've ever. We're not gonna. It's not worth going into. Let's focus on the positives, dude. It's fine.
Well, there's plenty of positives because
yeah.
we have a fantastic day of Netrunner already, and we have 3 more rounds of it.
Oh, we're far from done.
It's so good.
I'm just getting started, baby. Let's go.
Should we talk about the match that we have coming up?
I would love to. Let's do it.
All right.
We've got Passive Molt for Portland versus Deer, who I believe is from Boston, correct?
I believe so.
I believe
yes.
so. They're from Eastern U.S. Either Boston or New York, I believe. Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, being told it's Jersey. So neither of the things I said. So New Jersey. But we've got Deer representing LAT, and then Passive Molt representing NBN Reality Plus.
Yeah, these are 2 of the kind of defining decks of this tournament. Obviously, LAT, the most played Shaper, correct? Or
Menace.
the most played Runner, correct?
Yeah, I think
and
the most
R
played
Plus,
runner.
I think, was the 2nd most played Corp in the event.
That's
if I
correct. It's
remember
PD
correctly.
and then R Plus. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is very much like one of the canonical matchups of Worlds 2024, and we're getting to see it here. What do you think about the matchup going in? What do you? I guess You were the murder aficionado when it comes to Netrunner, so
Yes,
I'd like
I
to
am.
ask, what are you expecting from this Reality Plus deck?
Pain. Tags and pain. There's a lot of ways to inflict to make your opponent take tags, and then once they have those tags, it's just about raining hellfire upon them.
It's just pure profit, right? It's free real estate. You
Yes.
get to draw your cards. You get to make your credits.
That being said, I do think it's genuinely this is a hard matchup for R+.
Yeah.
Shaper, particularly LAT, they get that free card draw, which is massive. Typically, they're trying to count to 6 damage, not 5. And hey, coincidentally, LAT, very easy to get to keep 6 cards in your hand at the end of a turn. So that's bad. LAT also gets to, for free, play cards like Stoneship Chart Room. Oh, that's 2 extra cards.
Oh,
Weird,
yeah.
huh? Interesting.
That's you can count to 5. That's weird. I
yeah.
have 7.
Yeah, I can't believe it. D may also be running tech cards such as Hannah Wheels Palintro, allowing them to check remotes, getting extra clicks just to check remotes. So there's a lot of ways to avoid that hellfire that I was referring to earlier. Let's see if D can find a way to manage to survive.
Yeah, Wheels is such an interesting tech card because I think historically, Shapers were just complete underdogs in most asset matchups. And kind of being able to clicklessly check a remote every single turn changes that math so much.
Agreed. Yeah, like you said, it's free real estate, basically.
Yeah.
And then the ability, of course, to remove a tag and gaining a click to do so. But we are underway. Passive Molt going to start off. We were going to Ice HQ. Looks like we're going to start with a Your
YDL.
Digital Life. Looks like we're just getting $3.
An interesting way of saying easy mark, but
Now we do see a copy of Virtual Service Agent in hand. There's an Unsmiling Serevna as well. Oppo Research in hand as well. Degree Mill. We're going to Ice HQ, put a remote server down, pass the turn back over.
What do you think this remote is?
Rashida, we could be testing the waters with a trap, Behold, or something like a Checketh Scion. I'd probably be more inclined to think Behold than Checketh Scion, personally.
Yeah.
But generally speaking,
do I see an Oppo in hand here?
there is an Oppo in hand.
Yeah, so that.
Generally speaking, these sorts of NBN kill decks are, you need to take your opponent's temperature. You need to figure out what are they going to do with the remotes. Are they going to be checking them, or are they going to be leaving them alone? We're finding our answer here. Likely checking it. Here's a copy of Trick Shot.
Another defining.
Did you see what that was, folks at home? I
was a
did.
snare.
That is a copy of Snare.
no, show me. So it's everyone. So it's
Would you like to fire?
Oh, you should review. You should.
Oh,
you
look
should,
at that! Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
should
show that to the
reveal
stream.
one.
I appreciate that. So that is a snare. That is a firing snare.
Oh yeah. Oh, and you're gonna get 2 credits back from that.
So did you know that snare doesn't just deal 3 damage?
oh, I'm sorry. I was
You're right. It gives a tag.
Often in Jinteki, not a very relevant line of text, but in this matchup, incredibly important.
Diesel, Fermenter, and Simulchip hitting the bin. Now,
Yeah.
it's worth noting Passive Volt sitting here on more than 4 credits. Double Snare. Could this be a 1-turn game? There's no chance. Can't get a good look at what that one is. It looks like an agenda. That's
Oh,
a false
that's
lead.
false lead.
Okay, so all's well that ends well for
Can
D.
you explain what is false lead doing in this deck?
False lead is there to basically fork the runner and put them in a situation where you can stick them with more tags than you stick them with basically a number of tags greater than 2. Typically, it's going to be 4 off of a big Oppo research. Once you have a false lead scored, you can just sacrifice that agenda to make the runner lose 2 clicks and potentially make them stuck with a tag that they weren't expecting to have, and then they're dead.
Yep.
Seems
like a good deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. I mean, we love murder for nothing and our clicks for free.
So Oppo is live, but not big Oppo.
Correct.
Because we do have 2 trashes with the snare and the Rashida.
And the agenda
And the
steal
steal.
off the
So
false lead as
it's
well.
triple live.
Yeah. Yes, triple live.
Now, I do believe that was lost lat value this turn, not able to draw up to enough cards, only 1 left in hand.
Correct. And we see a copy of End of the Line hitting passive Malt's hand. But
So,
that's not really where you want it. A lot of these lat decks are playing cards like Cupulation. Cupulation, an excellent tech card against these NBN
And
decks.
there is the Oppo.
There's Oppo, so we're going to stick with 2 tags. Now, D can clear these, but it's most of the turn off and then some. It's going to take a little bit to recover from that.
Yeah, it's quite a tempo hit, even if you're not immediately presenting lethal here.
Yes.
Though, obviously could be presenting lethal. That's very possible.
I'm sorry, may I draw flats?
Okay.
Looks like there's a pause of some variety. Looks like see a 1 card going to hand. May have missed a lat trigger. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, obviously, with false lead in the runner score area, don't need to pause every click and
Yes.
ask, am I okay to take the rest of my turn? But
Are you sure?
yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like D's turn was just a clear tag, draw a card, get a lat trigger. Pretty good,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
D's out of money, but that's not bad. Money comes and money goes, but
Yeah, and Shaper notably can bounce back from 0 pretty quickly with creative commission tools like that.
yeah,
so.
these days, definitely.
Yeah.
Dirty Laundries as well, likely to be in the deck. There's a copy of Regolith hitting the board. Didn't see what that one could be.
Do you think it may be just another Rashida trying to say, like, you're not going to come trash another one?
Could be.
Could also be Spin Doctor.
Could be
Getting
Spin
the
Doctor
Oppo
as well.
back is always great. Getting the snare back is always great.
Not that D is in a position to trash anything, what with 0 credits on their
Yeah.
side of the board.
Yeah.
That problem is fixed. There's
There's the
Cupulation.
Who needs to trash cards?
Yeah, trashing is for
It's
suckers.
very gauche.
Your Spin Doctor going to draw 2 cards.
Looks like the die on the idea just represents the number of cards in HQ. That's,
for the lat triggers.
That's some good tech for the lat trigger.
Yeah,
don't have to constantly say I have 5 in hand.
Yeah,
or-
do you know what a lat player's favorite sentence is? Cards in hand?
Yeah.
Looks like a copy of Attitude Adjustment in hand. Well, there are 2 degree mills that are kind of glutton passive Malt's hand. We may want to get those out of there sooner rather than
I would
later.
imagine so. So again, you were an aficionado of yellow kill decks. Do you think that those ever get scored?
It's not impossible. It's not likely.
It's not impossible.
It can happen. If the runner chooses to play extremely passively, you can go for scores with cards like the Hollow Man.
And actually, we do see Amaze Amusements in hand. That is
Yeah.
also supporting the 5th score out threat.
Absolutely.
Now, we do have an IAA here.
Ooh, now, and that looks, I believe that was an IAA on the degree mill there. Yeah, this is unstealable currently. D would have to
Yeah.
put out another card, and degree mill, very important. It's going to turn on big Oppo. Do we see another Oppo research in passive Malt's hand? I believe we do.
So this game could be over pretty quickly
Yeah,
because we know the
absolutely.
end of the line is there.
Now, you don't have the money for a big Oppo.
No.
That does cost. You need 7 credits up front. You do get the refund for being R+, but you need the 7 credits up front.
Yeah, and a Regolith doesn't quite get you there. Oh, no, a Regolith would, right?
Regolith-
You res,
I think you can click.
Oppo.
Yes, I think
Yeah.
that's the exact line that passive Malt would have to take to threaten big Oppo.
Yeah, this is one of the funny things about these decks is they put out, just come steal it. It's fine.
He's letting it go.
Yeah,
We
letting
see,
it go.
we see a creative commission. No one's ever played that on not 4th click. Yeah, I pass the turn back, mandatory draw. I got to think we're going triple advance here. It puts you to 1 credit, but I think you're just happy to have the 3 points. That's
I think
a lot of threat.
That's okay because, again, with the Regolith, you can click back up. Okay, choosing to take the turn off of a potential scoring play.
This is also a
Going
fun
for
play
Regolith.
because, I mean, obviously these are not open deck lists. D can make an educated guess as to what might
Oh,
be a
and
passive
there's an
Malt's hand.
ice now.
Okay, that I think is a tell.
Yeah.
I was about to say that D doesn't have information as to what is in passive Malt's deck. This could still be, on the face of it, a Checkis Scion.
Yeah.
The ice in front of it, I think, could be a bit of a tell that this is not a trap. But we'll see. I mean, wilder things have happened on this stream already today. Looks like our one of the,
Just getting clean stacks of 3 on the regolith, it looks like.
yeah,
and,
just to make our lives easier.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
Shouts
I
out. Cheers.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Orbs.
Yeah, of course. Yes, always.
Now, if you're in the R plus chair here, how do you think? So obviously, just iced up the remote here, trying to protect that degree mill. How are you trying to build towards the kill threat?
Well, step one is scoring false leads. I think that if you are looking to that stone ship chart room is going to be
Stone ship is huge.
Now that is very funny in the face of this degree mill if D wants to go try stealing
Yeah.
it. To answer your question, it generally starts with scoring a false lead. Kill lines get tougher without a false lead scored. It's not impossible, but it is tougher.
Yeah.
And it's especially tougher in the face of the stone ship. So here's the score. That's a degree
There's the
mill.
degree
3
mill.
points, big oppo on the board.
And that's a degree mill going into the bin. There is a spin doctor on the table,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
so it isn't
it's safe.
staying there.
It's safe.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably stay there until it needs to leave.
Sure. Profound.
That's what people come here for. They come here for Netrunner and
Philosophy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Pass the turn back. Looks like we're over back on D's side of the board. Here's the
There's an
self-modifying
SMC.
code.
So D's starting to get set up. Oh, and that is a trick shot.
Here's trick shot.
One of the best cards in the current meta to use with SMC because it's not as many credits as StimHack. It's kind of just the overclock number of credits until you make a successful run, but you do get that immediate shot of money to use the SMC and go grab something that you can use on the run.
D may get an additional shot of money. This is Unsmiling Serevna on R&D.
Yeah.
Passive Ball could very easily just choose to give D 2 credits and say, you're breaking one of these subroutines. I don't care which one.
Yeah, Unsmiling Serevna, a pretty nasty ice in these decks.
It's a tough one.
Yeah,
Let's-
especially like only being able to break one subroutine. Okay, which one do you break? Probably the tag against R+, but the other ones are not fun to hit.
Against R+, I think you break the tag.
Yeah.
Because that's going to keep Passive Mult on just 1 credit.
Yeah.
The R+ lists are much less likely to run a surprise kill with something like Reaper function. Although with seeing a snare in this deck, who knows what could come out of this thing. Now, it is worth noting that Passive Mult no longer in snare range. So only
Even with the 2 credits.
This looks like it's just firing in full.
Oh wow.
Still not in snare range, so looks like D's thinking they're safe. We're gonna pop the stone ship. Okay. Effectively to negate the net damage here. Now I believe this is click 2. We're also not in behold range on Passive Mult side of the board. So
That is also 4
yeah,
credits.
it is. It is the same number of credits to fire as snare. So D are thinking that they're probably safe. Oh, although did just give Passive Mult 7 cards in hand. Have fun with the lab trader here, buddy. That looks like a regolith.
Yeah, regolith.
This will.
Now, do you imagine, speaking of regolith, that this is pop the SMC, spend some of this money, and then go trash to the regolith?
Well, it looks like we're trashing regolith. Here's the second card. Can't get a good look at that one. That's a Tomorrow's
that
headline.
is a Tomorrow's headline. So that is a
Okay,
tag.
take a tag.
Now we're in behold range, though there aren't any more
no,
axes.
the tag already fired from the
the tag already
Serevna.
fired,
R+
right.
is once per turn.
Yeah,
so.
R+ is once per turn. It's good that it's once per turn.
Yes, now Big Oppo still on the.
It is,
It's
very
still in
much
play
so.
here, though.
Yeah, again, that regolith going to give the money for that. Okay, regolith is going to get taken down. That seems completely correct.
And that takes Big Oppo probably out of consideration here.
Yeah, the trigger condition is met, but the monetary condition is not going to be met.
Passive Mult goes spill spaghetti all over the table. You hate to see it.
Classic move, done it many times myself.
Yeah. One of my first big tournaments ever went to. Round 1, click 1, knock my bitbox right off the table.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Netrunner.
That's a good one. Excuse me as I gather 80 to 100 pieces of small cardboard off the floor.
How to get a time extension 101. Oh, there is your digital life in hand for Passive Mult. Okay, I lied. Big Oppo back on the table. Ooh. Meat's back on the menu.
Yeah, your digital life obviously great after drawing up from cards like Serevna. And yes, the regolith does hit the bin after being trashed.
A little bit of jovial banter between the two players. You love to see it.
And those 2 tags are getting cleared.
They
it looks
are.
like. So, not leaving a sudden kill line from absolutely nowhere on the
Yeah.
table.
We're going to go to mandatory draw. Let's copy a virtual service agent.
So that is 8 in hand
It is
now.
8 in hand. So
YDL gives you a pretty good amount of money off of this. Yep,
Here
and
it
there
is.
we are. So pay 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going to go up to 8 credits, still within big
That's
oppo
good.
range. Very much, though.
Yes. Yeah, your daily life, what an econ card. We've seen it a lot this weekend, haven't we?
It's such an unassuming little card. Just a handful of words on it. Merely a fun little personality test, but just the pure gasoline that is fueling just a number of decks in the current metagame.
Yeah, and obviously one of the most powerful things about it is the fact that it counts your hand.
Oh, yeah.
Not your opponent's hand.
You have full control over how many credits that thing gives you. Sweeps Week could never. Here's Oppo
And here is the
research.
big Oppo. That is 4 tags going in. Now, obviously, D, they have the money to clear these tags, but it is a full turn off and it is a full 8 credits.
Yeah, and there's a card in this remote server. This could be a fork here from Passive
Yeah.
Vault, and it's a good one.
Oh, wait, hold on. Only 6 credits
Only
on
on 6
D's side.
credits.
Oh, I thought that was a 5. That is a 1.
I don't think D should be dead from this position. Passive Vault only holding 1 copy of End of the Line.
Yeah, would need to fire 2 end of the line. D can get down to 1 tag.
If D
And there's
goes-
that I would have a hard time believing this is a Reaper function in this remote.
There wouldn't be money to both res and fire Reaper function.
Yeah, you would
and
need a Regolith on the table
you would
already.
need some other way
Yeah.
of getting money quickly. So I don't think Reaper function is here. I think D is likely safe if they clear down to 1 tag here.
Yeah.
If they're on more than 4 cards or on more than 3 cards in hand, rather, they are not dead to something like a single End of the Line.
Yeah, and this R plus deck is looking to kill. You're not looking to mill out or anything like that. So I would imagine we're not going to see an end of the line for just take the cards out of your hand.
Here's an overclick. That's a ping. That's an extra tag.
Wait, that's a ping.
SMC with 2 overclock money.
The ping is effectively free with the R plus ability.
Yeah.
Is D just going to hold tags here? That would be a gutsy play. Here's Goss. Goss, that extra text on Goss, not going to be super relevant in the face of just a little cute little 1 strength ice-like ping.
Yeah,
But
I
can I get
think it's Gauss.
Is it
I think
Gauss?
It's named after the mathematician. I'm
Gauss,
pretty sure,
okay.
like Euler is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I was told there would be no math on this stream.
Well, too bad.
In any case, the
It's
icebreaker.
like I made up for it karmically by miscounting the number of credits when there was just they were all just 1s. So
well, Gauss going to make quick work of this ping.
yeah, and the good news for Gauss as well is 1 strength is exactly what you need to break a ping moving forward.
Amaze
Amaze
Amusements.
Amusements.
Oh, wait.
That
So
one
Amaze
can
Amusements will
stay,
stick there.
Maybe.
That does
Or
make it harder to actually steal agendas out of this remote.
pondering whether they want to put it on Cupulation here. This is not. I would not think this is the card you want to put on Cupulation. D is likely saving this cup for a kill piece.
Most likely, yes. And I don't think Passive Molt is really presenting a realistic score-out threat at the moment.
No, not off 3
very, very
points.
far from being able to, especially with the Gauss down and knowing that the ping's on the remote.
Correct.
Not really presenting a realistic threat to get agendas on the table and get advancement counters on them in a time.
Decharging
timely
HQ.
manner.
Remember, there's an End of the Line in there and an empty cup.
This could be a huge turn.
This cup may overflow with here very shortly.
We are seeing the Crown of Servers virtual service agent alt here.
My favorite alt art of the weekend.
It's such a good alt art.
It's so
Yeah.
adorable.
That is a mean lady alt art.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic one. So, okay, what
Flip
is
it
this?
over. There's
It is
another VSA.
not. It is another VSA.
Okay.
The end of the line lives for another turn.
Do we know how many cards are in D's hand? I mean, they have to be above 3 here. There's just no chance they're below that.
Yeah.
It would be.
Though, actually, right. End of turn is where that matters. Obviously.
Correct.
Can hit a snare right now, but you would just be able to trash it with absolutely no repercussions.
And assuming Passive Malt is playing a card like Mindscaping in their deck, that's 2 credits. You would need 5 credits to threaten a kill. Now, with 6 tags on the board, that's a lot of damage. That's more than Lack can survive.
Yeah.
And it looks like the VSA is going to go in the cup. I think D just wants to look at that alt art, and I can't blame them.
Yeah, I agree.
Running Archive, Spin Doctor is going to get popped. Shuffling Virtual Service Agent to the top, or not Virtual Service Agent, excuse me, your Digital Life.
Now, how many cupulation do you think this lad is on?
Generally
is
speaking,
this a like
one.
lower the density, get a good ice out there, and then potentially recycle this cup to get a kill threat down the line, or
Generally speaking, these lat decks are on one compilation. I think
Yeah.
the logic, if I had to guess there, is, well, we can use simulchip to...
Oh, true. Right. Simulchip does bounce it.
Yeah. You can basically just cycle it.
Yeah.
And
So,
by the
so
way,
it does
if-
lower the density. It gets
Yes.
rid of a card you
Yes.
otherwise can't get rid of.
And by the way, just for the viewers at home, if anyone wants to keep up on the standings and has been using tournaments.nullsignal games to do so, the tournament did have to get moved over to a different platform. So we're over on ESOP's tables now. So if folks want to get an update on the standings, find out how the rest of the field is doing, ESOP's tables will be the spot to do that at going forward for the remainder of the day today. We're hoping to be back on the original platform tomorrow. But getting back to this game
We
here-
will ask you, if you go to the site, please do not refresh constantly. It is
Yes.
being used to run the tournament.
Yes, we rest assured, we here in San Francisco are doing our utmost diligence to bring you the finest Netrunner content.
Yes.
We will deliver it unto you. You do not need to go seek it out. It's all
You,
right
you do
here.
not even need to leave your couch, though. We would recommend between rounds, please get some water.
Yeah, get some
stretch your
water,
legs,
stretch
all
your
of that
legs, do
stuff.
your Duolingos, whatever you need to do to get by.
And try not to be on 6 tags, I think, is also pretty good life advice usually.
D's still working on
Yeah.
this. We're gonna go check that. We're gonna go
So
back
there
into
is the
Amaze
Amaze Amusements.
Here's Amaze
It is
Amusements.
res now, so it is live.
Yes.
Signal's probably a an Oracle think tank.
3 more.
So we have to get a second die out for the tag counter now.
Or a D20. Wait, flip the 6 upside down.
The 9.
Oh, I hope D can't hear me. Now, it is worth noting Oracle Think Tank has some other text on it. Passive Molt can remove a tag from D to shuffle that back into his deck, effectively kind of creating a combination of a 15 minutes in TGTBT for all my old heads in the audience.
And honestly, on this number of tags, it definitely seems like D will never clear all 9 tags.
No.
Pretty safe to do that.
Oh, what a throwback. Thanks for putting
Oh, there
TGTBT
we
up on the screen.
That's so good.
I miss that little thing. Anyway, getting back to the game at hand here. It is worth noting that if D can, how many? Let's take a
D's
quick
on
look.
4.
Looks like 4. Here's
Yeah, D's on
Swift.
4. Oh, a Swift comes down. That's a very cool include in that.
Now, depending on the top deck here, if Passive Bolt top decks any kill, particularly Mindscaping, I think would be the lethal one.
Yeah. Are there any end the runs on centrals right now? Could
No.
this could potentially just be a deep dive win?
It could be. Yeah. I think Passive Bolt needs to put this Oracle Think Tank back into their deck.
Yeah.
But it,
But it
does
looks
not
like it is install credit.
Yeah, it does not appear that he's choosing to do so. Past the turn
Yeah.
back, this is potentially a little loose.
Even shuffling back the think tank might not get you there because
true, Swift.
with the Swift on the table, that does open up the ability to get the deep dive with an extra click and
Yes.
steal 2 agendas.
Yes.
Now, obviously, would need a 3-pointer plus another agenda, or 'cause I don't know. Is this R plus likely on multiple 2s left? It seems like they're on a lot of 1-pointers and then 3-pointers.
I believe we saw an orbital superiority in Passive Malt's hand, so there is some number of 2s. And by the way, that might be a way out of this game, too.
Yeah.
If there's any potential world where Passive Malt can slow roll or sneak a orbital through D's defenses, that if D's tag, that's 4 meat damage.
4 meat damage.
Just straight up.
Yeah, 4 meat damage plus. Interesting. So there's another card that does 4 meat damage that we know is impassable.
Yes, yeah, and I think typically the way these decks are going to be scoring in orbital superiority is through something like the Hollow Man. We're
Yes.
Passive Malt a little far off from that one at the moment, but
Yeah,
but we can dream.
Hollow Man is a lot of money. It is
It's
7,
a lot of money.
It is 6 to fire.
It's 6 to fire, on
Yeah.
the turn you res it, absolutely. And you got to think it doesn't live too much longer past the point where it gets resed.
And even the install, like, it kind of needs to sit around for a turn, and it is a little ambitious to think it's going to survive when it is so cheap to get into the server.
Yeah. Ice is not where R Plus is taxing people out.
No.
Click
Normally that's from the tags, but currently there are just 9 sitting there chilling.
Click one was a draw. It looked like a Rashida that went into hand.
Okay.
Passive Ball, I gotta think, is just power drawing for another kill piece.
So that might be. Do you think that's the Rashida and the remote, and that might be the Hollow Man sitting there?
Very well could be.
Yeah. And then Ice on Archives, respecting the deep dive.
Respecting deep dive.
the deep
Now,
dive for sure.
If that is Hollow Man on the pink server, that's gutsy, because
It
that's
is.
the server that D can get into without really suffering any negative consequences. Typically, you would expect to put it in the most well-defended remotes, or the most well-defended server, period.
Yeah.
But let's see how.
Okay,
he
so we are going
chooses
to
navigate
see this archives.
Here's
Ice,
archives.
potentially.
This looks like deep dive.
This does look like deep dive to me. Get you to spend your ping money.
Ping.
Okay. You get your ping money back. That is cheap to get through. Now the Serevna does deal net damage.
It does deal net damage.
So that is a way to lose your deep dive.
Sometimes you play this game on a wing and a prayer.
Yeah.
D may be choosing the wing and or the prayer.
We do now have to go to 2 dice. On the tag
Now
counter.
we're in the 2-die meta. Yes,
All
unfortunately.
right, 5 and 5. That is 10, not 55.
Okay.
For those counting at home.
It's much like Sammy Hagar. I cannot drive 55.
Or I continue.
Lat probably can though. You know, in the
this-
groove.
with this-
That's clearly that's a car that's pretty fast.
Yeah, the Swift is a bit of a flavor fail. We all know Lat drives a car. Lat drives a car canonically.
Yeah.
That's what
like
Super
just
Corridor
straight
is.
up a car.
Yeah, just a car.
Okay, here we have the HQ access.
Deep pondering whether they want to pop this cupulation.
With the risk of hitting a
This
Seems
is-
like a reasonable idea.
You would think
if
so.
if a Simulchip were on the board, I think it probably seems like a no-brainer.
I would
because-
agree. Also, yeah, do you may want to give that one back?
Please do not take your opponent's card with you for the rest of the weekend. That is bad for both of you.
D going to see 3 cards here. Here's
Okay, so that is
attitude
an
adjustment.
attitude adjustment. We saw that early in the game. Never got fired. Then
Here's
that's an
end
end of the line.
Okay.
Instinctively checking number of cards in hand. And that is.
Let's see the last one. I don't think passive multi. Oh, wait, there
That's
is.
the orbital.
Oh, no.
Oh, so all it takes is one
Any
agenda
agenda is
on a
lethal
deep
now
dive.
for a
Any
deep dive.
agenda is
Any
lethal.
agenda. Here's the Serevna. How many cards are in hand? Now, it is worth noting Passable gets to draw 2 cards if this fires.
Yes. So this would be
Looks like
so this would be down to 3 cards
Yeah,
if
D-
this fires. So D does. They do have the last click to draw a card to get up to 4 if
Correct.
necessary. If the deep dive does get hit here. They clearly both know how important this this net damage.
that was it.
Deep
Now,
dive.
there may be another one. We don't know what is in D's hand. But that's one deep dive hitting the board. That's huge.
Continuing to roll numbers that are greater than 4. Okay, and
this going?
that is not a deep dive. Is there a second deep dive in hand? We'll find out soon.
Access the top card.
Is there snare money?
Oh, there's the draw 2. This is off the Serevna fire.
Da.
Oh, good. D saying, thank goodness I didn't want you to get a game loss like that. Here's the top card. What is it? Rashida.
Rashida.
Now here's
Trashing
the
the
thing.
Rashida.
Is there a second deep dive? There is a second
There is
deep
a
dive.
second deep dive. So it was lowering the density for the steep dive. Let's see it.
Right screen.
One.
One.
Nothing.
Give me more. Give me better. Give me better. Come on. 2.
No bingo.
Nothing.
No. Come on. Give me some more. 3.
No bingo.
Nothing.
No. 4.
No
Nothing.
bingo.
4 more.
5.
No
Nothing.
bingo.
No. 6. Oh,
Nothing.
No bingo.
7.
Nothing.
No bingo.
8.
Oh my goodness!
That
They
is
had
a
us in the
hit.
first
That is
half, not
7
gonna lie.
points.
Wow.
Incredible win.
D with
Well
the-
piloted by D.
D with a huge smile on their face, saying, "I'm all in."
Yeah, well, clearly went all in earlier in the game, going tag me against this kill R plus deck.
Yeah.
But honestly, a gutsy move. I'm not sure I would have done that in
D is
in that chair. But
D
that
is
is also
nothing
why
if not
I'm not
gutsy.
on stream at the World Championships.
Yeah, that's why we have headsets on our head. By the way, D is gutsy as ever. I'd
Yeah.
expect nothing less from a player of their caliber. So just really, really great game.
Yeah, amazing win.
A quick one, but a thrilling one nonetheless. I'm nervous to look at the heart rate app on my smartwatch at the moment.
Much less theirs.
Oh yeah, much less theirs. I can only imagine. Oh, can you?
Yeah.
The 8th card. It had
The
to be.
eighth- it had
what
to
a-
be the 8th card.
What a heartbreaker for passive mults.
The deck knew that we were on stream.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. The Netrunner god said, "We're gonna give them a good one."
Yeah. Let's up that stream value, get a few more viewers in, you know?
Yeah. Someone can Twitch chat. You can clip that one, please.
Yes, please.
If anyone's got the clip button ready, you can just mash that one right now.
Yeah, so what did you think of that matchup? Did it play out how you expected?
No, I was expecting a much more controlling game
Yeah.
from Lad. I would not have expected that just saying, you know what, I'm all in. Let's just shove all my chips in the table. Here's all the tags in the world. I don't care. I'm winning off deep dive,
Yeah.
whether it kills me or otherwise. And it paid off.
It worked, yeah. That might be one of the strengths of this Lat deck is that Lat doesn't just have to play that controlling way. It doesn't have to all right, I'm going to take your kill pieces with my compilation. I'm going to play a very slow game, and eventually I'll pick you apart with all of my breakers. Can actually just kind of, all right, I'm going to install 2 cards, and I have a prayer.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I think you've described Vlad as very mid-rangey. I think this shows that off.
Yeah, it basically bought enough time until it could find its win condition, deep dive. It just happened to kind of yank 4 points into the score area.
Oops.
Whoops. And by the way, you're deep dive. Sorry. And by the way, I got to think, do you think Passive Volt is kicking himself about not shuffling that think tank in several turns ago?
Because it was exactly 1 point. The win was
Exactsies to win. So if you got to be thinking, if I shuffle that think tank back in, maybe they're only on 6 points and I get to kill him.
Yeah.
So you never know.
Yeah,
but
that could have hit the bin there potentially. Yeah, that's.
But you know
what a thrilling game! What a thrilling game!
There's still a couple more rounds. This is round 9, correct?
Yeah. So there are 2 more rounds left today. Should have 2 more excellent games. Obviously. One of the things that we start getting towards the end of the day here is people are on their win and in lives. So we'll start seeing some games with some real consequences of, am I going to make day 2? Am I going to be watching day 2 from the sidelines?
And the other thing to factor in at a tournament this long, fatigue starts to become a factor. This has been a long day for these players. Netrunner is the most draining tabletop card game the most draining tabletop game period that I've ever played. And so we're 9 rounds in, many hours into this event, and people's brains are starting to get fried.
We're 4 or 5 hours after lunch now. It's a lot has happened. A lot of people's brains are probably mush by now.
My caffeine has long since left my bloodstream. Way too much blood in my caffeine system.
Yeah. So we will be back with 2 more rounds. Please stay tuned for those. But for now, we're going to sign off from round 9. I'm Neuropantser, he, him.
I'm Cranked.
And this was a great round. Stay tuned.